Well, a security operations center is a consolidated resources that are just working alerts. The bare minimum would be bare minimum staffing 9 to 5. We see that oftentimes in a smaller scale SOC, where it is anything that's edge facing, so email, security appliances, and web security appliances firing off alerts, and someone from 9 to 5 is working those and triaging them effectively. Small scale SOCs generally see that. After hours, no one's looking at it. It bubbles up in the morning. From a small scale perspective, it's minimal staffing, not 24 hours, 365. And it's the bare minimum tools are very much open source tools that are generally be configured by the same security professionals that are also working those alerts. So not always analysts, sometimes just security professionals. Information security analysts is usually what the term we see from that. And they're what makes a full stack analyst. So they're configuring the alerts and also working them and then also configuring those tools. And although in practice that might seem like an effective option from a cost perspective, it does open a lot of gaps from a security perspective, from just lack of understanding of other threats and not a holistic scope. In a bare bones SOC, we tend to see things like EDR. EDR is becoming more and more prevalent now, where either EDR or AV is deployed in almost all environments, right? I think it's fair to say that at this point, it's not a new tool, it's a common tool. What we don't always see is EDR deployed across all endpoints. So oftentimes, it's a bare minimum SOC might only have a technology deployed on what they consider to be their crown jewels. So they put an EDR on their servers, but there's nothing on those endpoint users. There might be a bare bones AV system. They might be just using the basic, like a Windows Defender Basic Edition. A lot of these things, or maybe nothing on those endpoints. And we're only looking at servers, and we're not looking at endpoints and other technologies. And that applies across the board. So we're not really doing asset management or user management on users. We're doing only crown jewels. So we might only be looking at unusual risky logins for your admins, but not your end users. And that goes down and down the line. Those bare bones SOCs are only looking at the bare minimum they need to be successful, and they're only looking at what they consider to be the crown jewels. Now, the unfortunate part about that is what that does, it also puts you in an environment where once the crown jewels get hit, you're already 3/4 the way through the compromise, right? So we're only protecting the crown jewels, and that tends to spin up more IRs than not.